And just like a bad nightmare, we returned. Good morning.
We told you we'd be back.
I'm your friend Scotty Ray. Here's Odie as we start a new day. Have y'all heard this? That possibly every American Social Security number has been hacked by hackers?
Now, are they Russian?
I don't know which group is taking it, who did it. But it doesn't shock me one bit. As we learn more and more of these other governments, one day they will figure out how to hack into the electrical system and we will lose power. That day is coming. We've seen several things hacked the last few months. That's testing is what that's called.
Yeah, advertisement. If y'all know that's going to happen one of these days.
It is.
Get in touch with Dusty Booker and go ahead and get you one of these here Generacs installed to your home.
Man, that Generac thing, I can't. I know that I brag on things, but as everybody else sits in the dark and I wave at my friend across the pasture who bought one and then cut his line and hadn't fixed it, I go...
Especially when it's 104 outside and you're going, hey, can I borrow a jacket? Yeah.
It's kind of cool in my house. They are great. Talk to them about that. It's a great thing, especially during ice storms. Because you know how it is where power companies can't get out to where things are. Go ahead and be prepared for this to where you and your family are, and Booker take care of you without a shadow of a doubt.
Ooh, it's Friday Eve. Do you know that?
It is. It has been a busy week so far. We were out a little place, places all over the area yesterday. We'll give you details on that. We've got a special guest here. Even, if I was a criminal, I'd be scared of this face because it scares me. Can you imagine how scary it is with his wife?
Imagine walking up to him. That's a big old boy.
Let me show y'all. Look, here's Scary over there. What are you doing?
Not much. How y'all doing this morning?
Have you arrested anybody today?
No, sir. Just got out of bed a little bit ago.
Wait a minute. As you're here, hang on. Since you're here, let me go ahead and break a story to you. Since maybe you weren't up at midnight, were you?
No, sir.
Well, we had an issue downtown, and right down from the hospitals. Matter of fact, if Michael Ted was going to work early this morning up toward fire chief, right there.
He would have stopped.
He might have. We had naked woman. Y'all, I ain't lying. I've got actual video proof of the whole situation there.
Well, she was waiting on her clothes to get clean.
Because she didn't have none. And she might have been sitting at the front door there. And I might have seen more than I wanted to see.
It wasn't no might.
So I called Odie. I said, Odie, make sure I saw what I saw right.
Gee, thanks. Good morning.
The things that go on after dark. Now, we got Naked Man that's been arrested with a bullet in the arm. We are unsure how he got the gunfire. We do know that he was wounded in his travels. Naked Woman is safe, though. She's propping that door down there.
Ashley said she was hot and needed some relief.
It honestly, because I even brought in an out-of-county expert this morning, and I called down to Clarke County, and I said, Sheriff, I need you to look at some evidence with me. And he was drinking his coffee, and I heard it. You know how you sometimes don't need to see something when you're drinking it, and the coffee come out the sheriff's nose. He swallowed it wrong, and he got to choking, and he thinks she's taking a bath.
Yeah.
That's what we're going to call it.
I'm surprised he was up this early with all the reports of Harold being missing.
Harold has been everywhere.
Yeah, we thought he was trying to go find a couple of friends or something to bring back. Says Barry won't get him any friends.
Let me see. Let me go down to Clarke County Hot Topics and see what they're saying about Harold this morning. There was a couple of things that were brought up about Harold yesterday. The first one, here was a sighting, and they thought, is this Harold?
But nope, there were reports that Harold was at home and grazing at the time.
That's what was said. And then we had an update that came in here as sources told Clarke County that on County Road 370, Deputy Steve Whitaker took off after it. He was on the scene, and Harold crossed into Lauderdale County, or someone that looked like Harold.
Yeah. They even said that it could have possibly been an escapee from the Washington, D.C. area. I don't know.
But if you're going, who is Harold, and this is your first time to our show, Harold is the official Deputy 100 of Clarke County. He's a donkey. He takes care of things. He's in charge of travel for the sheriff's department down there.
He's usually slow to get there, but when he's there, watch out.
That's right.
Because he is definitely on the scene.
We are expecting a high somewhere around 98 today if you're just waking up. And it's going to, let me just show you the map of those who weren't with us during the 6 o'clock show as we pull up this map. This is how hot it's going to be. Now, as you'll see, western side of Mississippi even hotter. This is 115 heat index from Jackson, Mississippi back to Monroe, Louisiana. And then east from Brandon to Meridian, it's going to be around 110 is what we're expecting, Odie.
That's going to be warm, and you hear me say this all the time. You shouldn't just start drinking water today. You should have started that at least yesterday. What you drink today is good for tomorrow, but you've got to continue to drink water throughout the day.
Absolutely.
These energy drinks are twice as bad for you than you think they are. And then even if you don't drink enough water, these Gatorades and things, you can't just drink those. You have to wash that down with water and dilute that inside your body. So water is key.
It is. Coming up, before we find out what the sheriff's department is doing, we're going to tell you about our latest shooting, and we have our 7th murder in Lauderdale County. Not in Lauderdale County, but in the city of Meridian. We don't have near that in the county. We have 7 within the city, and that 7 comes from someone who was shot a few days ago and has succumbed to their injuries. We're going to tell you all about that next as we begin your day here at the Scotty Ray Report.
Hi folks, Paul Brown with Dixie Buildings. We're here to take care of all your building needs for your personal and your business needs. That includes portable buildings, carports, sheds. Don't forget your hunting camps are coming in. You can start out with our 8x10s. If we cannot haul it, we can build it for you on site. We have 2 locations, one on Highway 19 South and our home office just around the corner on Long Creek Road. Just give us a call at 601-483-4943.
Just $41 a month for this new Brother embroidery machine. Buy it local and get instructions for life, service, financing, the lowest price guaranteed, and take it home today at the Sewing and Vacuum Center in Meridian and Select and Flowood and Hattiesburg.
Rockhouse Gun and Pound, located at 5430 Highway 19 North, is ready for spring. From weed eaters to push and riding lawnmowers, and one of the largest selections you'll find in chainsaws, along with power tools and generators for backup power. Maybe you're in the market for a TV or maybe a guitar. And not to mention a large selection of diamond rings and Louis Vuitton purses. The Rockhouse Gun and Pawn even has a private lobby for your pawns for confidentiality. Visit them today, Highway 19 North, Rockhouse Gun and Pawn. Summertime has arrived, and Freeman Tractor on Highway 494 has the exact lawnmower for your need. If you've got a big yard with acres and acres to mow, they have a mower for that. No matter the size yard you have, Freeman Tractor has the lawnmower that fits you and your budget. From 48-inch all the way up to 60, or the X-Mark lawnmower. Plenty of these to choose from. Also, they carry a complete line of LS tractors. Come by for a test drive today. Financing available. Drop in today to Freeman Tractor, Highway 494, see coleslaw or buttermilk. And welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty Ray, along with Odie, as we get this morning well underway.
Yeah, Ann said, what
say?
about an RC?
Cola?
Yeah, that's what I'm taking. An RC, the only reason you ought to be drinking an RC is if you got an RC in one hand and a moon pie in the other.
My question is, truthfully, who came up with that advertising? Because it's genius. Years and years later, everybody says an RC Cola and a moon pie to this day. Because they're 2 separate companies, the best I know of.
Yeah. If they're connected or not, but it definitely helped both of them.
And y'all have to help me here because I know this, but I don't remember it. Geiger, Alabama. Everybody knows where Geiger, ML, Alabama up there. There's the big ranch there. It's owned by, or it was up until 10, 15 years ago, by the Moon Pie Company. All that land there. And I cannot think of what it is when you get to Geiger there, what it is. thousands and thousands of acres of land they own there. It's an operating ranch, and the Moon Pie Company owned it. And I
That's pretty neat.
I'm blank. I don't remember what it's called. But there you go. And also
Cokes and peanuts.
Man, that's good
That's
stuff.
good. And then Bob had brought in liquid IV for drinking with water, and then Terry mentioned drip drop. We use a lot of drip drop and some liquid IV, which is a powder that you can mix in with your water.
Oh.
And it really replaces your nutrition. And it's also, like Bob said, it's good at night when you wake up in the morning.
Well, let's find out the old age question. How did this ever get started with cops and donuts? Where did that come from?
Honestly,
really, do you know?
Back in the 50s and 60s, the only thing that was really open at night for people to eat at was donut shops.
And that's where.
So cops are on the road 24 hours a day. They had to eat. They'd stop at a donut shop to eat.
Well, now we know the answer. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I want to get a donut cut in half with a hamburger in between. That would be good.
You're sick.
You wouldn't want that?
A hamburger with. I just don't want
But the top and bottom bun is a donut.
No,
now, how good would that be?
I just now warmed up as we were all having a meeting. We were down at Mr. Rogers and warmed up to the idea of putting chili on my hamburger. It took me a little bit long to get there, but I'm there now.
I'm going to tell you an age-old secret.
What's that?
Peanut butter.
On a hamburger?
Yes.
Mugshots does that,
Yeah,
don't
they
they?
do.
And I've saw it on the menu, and I've never went near it.
Look,
Phenomenal.
peanut butter
Been
good
eating
on
it for
anything.
years and years. Well before mugshots was even a thing. As a child, I ate it.
So you do that at home now?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I've had peanut butter on pancakes.
Yes, sir.
You people bother me. On a pancake? Do you have to heat it like you do your butter?
Well, if your pancakes
You
hot,
can actually mix it in with the batter
yeah.
and cook it into the pancake.
Y'all are quite the cooks that I didn't know about. There's always something that you can
So
learn
what
here.
gave that
I
away?
was going to say, you don't get this shape by not eating.
I'm gonna be honest with you. The older I get, the harder it. Food is my number one drive in life. I love it. I mean, we could scope out a restaurant and camp out for a few days.
Right?
Now, what I didn't know is we were sitting here getting ready to talk, and you reminded me. I did not realize that September was upon us, and we've got what coming up?
Labor Day, and starting tomorrow kicks off the national over the limit under arrest blitz period.
Okay, let's calm that down. You mean you're going to be checking driver's license?
We are specifically looking for impaired drivers.
There you go. Don't be swerving. You know, as a matter of fact, a little birdie told me that the Lauderdale County deputies yesterday afternoon went above and beyond. Due to the citizens, somebody said I think somebody's running over 5 garbage cans and maybe a mailbox, and your guys went to work.
Yes, sir.
Took somebody that was impaired into custody.
Yes, sir.
Good job.
Yeah. Now, there's always this one question when y'all do this. You wanna kind of sneak up on someone and have them when they come around the corner, they see blue lights and go, "Uh-oh, I've had too much to drink to be going through this now." But all of a sudden, you get on Facebook, you look in the paper, and there's a list of the streets, the location, the time, the date of where y'all are going to be set up. Is there a reason why y'all advertise where you're going to be?
Yes, there is. And it goes back to a Supreme Court case from 1990. It's the Michigan Department of State Police versus Sites, which had a 6-3 decision from the Supreme Court that, number one, sobriety checkpoints, specifically sobriety checkpoints, are considered constitutional. They do not violate the Fourth Amendment. The measure of intrusion on motorists stopped briefly at a sobriety checkpoint is slight, so that's not a concern. And the big thing that come out of it is sobriety checkpoints. If you're conducting a sobriety checkpoint, they have to be in accordance with any written policies or directives that your agency has. We, as the Lauderdale County Sheriff's Department, do have a written policy for roadside sobriety checkpoints that was written by an attorney years ago when he was our prosecuting attorney for the county. In that, it states that we have to identify the date, specific time of start, and location, and have to have signage up at a checkpoint, a sobriety checkpoint. Now, there are two different kinds of checkpoints that we do.
Okay.
We have roadside safety checkpoint, which only requires us to have it pre-approved. And then we have a roadside sobriety checkpoint, which requires all these other options. The notification somehow through some sort of media format.
Right.
Usually it's on social media. We do notify. You guys usually get a list from us.
Yeah, I do. We'll post that.
Right.
All other media outlets, they do it as well.
We'll put it in, we'll notify Meridian Star and things such as that, and they'll post it. So we get comments all the time. As soon as it hits Facebook, this is stupid. Why are y'all doing this? You're telling them where. It's because we're required to by law.
Because if you don't, then that person goes to court. They hire this big-time three-piece suit attorney, and he comes in and goes, "You didn't tell nobody," and they're get out.
Correct.
But we've got to do something that we forgot to do. I guess we took this as...
what did I forget?
well, it's both of us. We both at fault on this because I guess we all automatically know our guest. But today with us, with Lauderdale County Sheriff's Department, is Sergeant. It is Sergeant. Correct?
Lieutenant.
He
he's
was
moved up.
Sergeant. He's moved up. Lieutenant Chris Kokel, who has been with the Sheriff's Department for quite a while, worked hand in hand with him. You can't find a better fella than this. And he's a hottie toddy.
Hotty toddy.
Well, there you go.
So, so that's who we've got today. Is
I thought we'd
Lieutenant
done it.
Kokel. I did too, but somebody asked, and I said, you know what, we might have missed that.
Whoops.
Oops. Yeah, we apologize.
And Casey says, I truly don't understand why people get mad about sobriety checkpoints, because if you're not doing wrong, you have nothing to worry about. It's only the people that are doing wrong that...
Well, the comments that we get a lot of time on Facebook is you're telling everybody where you're going to be so they don't have to go that way. Believe it or not, we actually get impaired drivers that come through sobriety checkpoints.
Kind of hard to read,
when
isn't it?
they've been told that we're going to be there. So it does happen. So, like I said, the difference between a sobriety checkpoint and a safety checkpoint. Safety checkpoint just has to be pre-approved, which we do that ahead of time through the chain of command, give a dates and times, and it's just a range between this date and this time and this date and this time. We'd like to get permission to do safety checkpoints at the following locations. Once that's approved, we can set them up at any time during those time frames.
All right, let me ask this, and this is not rehearsed, so I may catch you off guard on this. Guessing here, because I doubt you have it in front of you. How many impaired drivers did the Lauderdale County Sheriff's Department maybe take into custody last year? Total for the year. What do you think it was?
For the year?
Yeah.
I'm going to say it was around between 350 and 400 maybe.
You think about how many lines.
And that's just an estimate.
Yeah, that's an estimate. But y'all, like yesterday when I was talking about that, your deputies took someone into custody. Someone could have seriously been hurt. We have many, many times, I'll get a text message from somebody that says, I just passed somebody on the wrong side of the road going in the wrong direction. And it's panic. And a lot of times they're impaired, not always, but it's a life-saving event to keep a drunk driver from killing someone.
Well, one of the things that we rely on a lot, because we can't be everywhere.
Right.
We're 700 square miles, and there's 3 to 5 of us working at any given time if we not have any details out. We can't be everywhere in the county at all times. So we rely on citizens to call in these things, like what happened with that incident yesterday. We had multiple calls about this subject coming into Lauderdale County on Highway 45 from Clarke County. We need those people to stay on the line with our dispatchers to keep us updated of the location, because we're coming from Lord knows where we're at the point whenever that call comes out. Had we had everybody up in the Collinsville and Wynot area and they're calling from Clarke County 45,
it's a drive.
It's a minute to get there. So we need you to stay on the line with our dispatchers and give us accurate, updated information. If you can give us a tag number, that gives us a lot of information. For example, the address, maybe where they're headed to. So maybe we can, instead of coming to that location, we can get between you and their ultimate destination if we know what that is. If we have a good idea of what that is.
Yeah, and that is something there. Stay back, but stay where you can see where they're going at a safe distance.
But, and if you think that you're behind an impaired driver, do not pass them.
Oh, yeah.
Do not pass them. Stay behind them. It doesn't matter if they slow down. They're in a 65-mile-an-hour zone. They slow down to 50. Stay behind them. Because as you pass them, they wobble and they hit you, and now we've got a wreck.
And I want to point this out. Impaired can also mean a medication problem. I'm sure that you have bumped into this somewhere in your career.
Yes. Prescription medications, over-the-counter medications, illicit narcotics, alcohol, those are all things that impair your ability. If you're taking something that has a warning that you should not operate heavy equipment or machinery, you don't need to be behind the wheel of a vehicle.
That's true. And a lot of people don't look at it that way. Well, the doctor gave it to me, so it's okay.
Right.
Well, what's the percentage or the ratio that y'all may see now that marijuana is legal with a medical card? Do y'all see more DUI others than you do regular DUI with alcohol, or is there?
I can tell you probably in the last 10 years, there's been an increase in the DUI other charges.
Right.
Part of that is because of the advanced training that is now available for DUI enforcement officers.
They know more.
It's called ARIDE, Advanced Roadside Impaired Driving. They have more of an ability to detect when somebody's under the influence of those things based on tests that they perform. And then you also have the DRE, which is a very intensive, takes about 2 months to get that certification. They are drug recognition experts. So they do things like blood pressure and all these different things to determine what specific category of narcotic you're under the influence of.
Coming up next, Odie's going to tell us the best way to hide that you've been drinking.
I'll let y'all know that in just a minute.
We'll be right back. More coming up with the Lauderdale County Sheriff's Department as we learn what's going on behind the scenes, what they do for you every day, and we're going to talk about that 7th murder of the year next.
Wow.
Hey, this is Greg, and everybody knows I love to eat good food. So when you're out and about, come on down to Long's Fish Camp. Been here for over 50 years serving some of the South's best fried fish, hush puppies, shrimp, and hey, don't forget the coleslaw. Probably the best anywhere in the world. Excellent food, excellent service. Drive on down to Enterprise, Mississippi, and enjoy your food from Long's. Remember, at Long's, everybody's family.
Collinsville, Mr. Discount Drugs, your local pharmacy and gift shop, thanks you for your continued support. Whether you shop with us in-store, through our app, over the phone, or in our drive-thru, our team will provide the best personalized customer service experience you expect from your local pharmacy. When you call or message us, you are promptly greeted by the Mr. Discount team that's ready to help. When you choose our pharmacy, you're choosing a locally owned pharmacy that cares about you and your community. Collinsville, Mr. Discount Drugs makes a difference.
The Preserve at Meridian is the premier senior living community in the Meridian living cottages, assisted living, and maintain their independence and pursue an engaging lifestyle with a robust activities calendar, personalized care programs, wellness activities, restaurant-style dining, and much more. Call or visit us online today at preserveatmeridian.com to schedule your personal tour.
H&H Residential of Meridian is your #1 carpet and flooring store. If you've been thinking of a new look for your home or office, call for a free estimate or consultation. H&H can install or you can do it yourself. H&H has all of your design needs from color, style, and texture. If you can dream it, H&H can make it a reality. Come see the large selection of hardwood flooring, laminate, vinyl, and even carpet. H&H Residential of Meridian, open Monday through Friday, 9 to 4, 321 Hawkins Crossing Road. Call Rosemary anytime, 601-462-9541.
Welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty Ray along with Odie. If you live in the 2000 block of 8th Avenue in Meridian and around 5 a.m., somebody woke you up and you thought, what is that I hear? Is that gunshots? Yes, it was. As we go here to take a look, it did happen this morning. No one was injured. Now, this will be right off Highway 39, just to the, that would be, let me get my bearings here if I'm going, it'd be west, wouldn't it? Yes. Yes. It'd be west.
East, but no.
If you're going north, that'd be
west.
Yeah.
You're right.
Right over there. That's what bang bang was going on. Now, I mentioned just a moment ago that we did have our 7th murder of the year. Let's pull this up as we pull this back. This shooting took place on Paulding and 40th Avenue. This person had a gunshot wound to the head. They were rushed for medical care. They were still alive when they were taken, and they have since passed away, Odie. So this makes number 7 within the city limits of Meridian. We've had more gunfire people injured in August than we've had the rest of the year within the city limits of Meridian. Now, one thing that I should have done is there's a lot of times things are reported that it was self-inflicted. Okay. We do think that people may be just saying that. So moving forward, for statistically speaking, next year we will have the I nicked myself category. We'll have another category over here that we will create that we may not believe. I didn't see nothing. I somehow or another shot myself 4 times. It was an accident.
And I've said this again. I get that you may be scared of some retaliation or anything like that, but if you see something and you call 911 and tell them, say, look, I need to report this, but you didn't hear it from me. That's the way it goes. They're not going to give your name. They're not going to put the information out of who called them.
Correct.
But this is the only way we're going to take our city back is
New
the
mayor?
public sitting there.
Oops.
It's the public
sorry.
calling in information that our law enforcement can use to hold accountable the people that's causing the issues.
And if I can add on to that, Crime Stoppers.
Oh, amen.
Crime Stopper. I wish I had brought some information with me. I don't have a card or anything on me right now, but Crime Stoppers is completely anonymous. You do not give any information, and then if an arrest is made, you collect a check. You collect money.
And Christmas is coming.
Right.
And that is important. And all law enforcement agencies in this area are part of that. That's Neshoba, Newton.
Correct.
So y'all think about that. We do want our city safe. As a matter of fact, it got unsafe last night. Let's talk about that as we go right here. 45th Avenue. This is just off of 8th Street is where this would happen, the 900 block. If you're going down 8th Street, and let me do some navigating with my hands here because I talk with my hands. If you're coming down 8th Street from the junior college, where Mr. Discount used to be, it's gone.
Yeah.
Take a left there. This would be right up on the right-hand side of the road where this happened last night. This male subject was shot in the leg last night. We don't know who, what, or how, but I do know the person that ran from the scene was wearing camouflage. Let me see here. Camo sweatpants. If he's still sitting out on a street corner, you see him, call the police this morning. A green shirt, about 5'5". That's what I was told.
Well,
So if you happen to see him, just
get that information out. If you see him, call Crime Stoppers because they give you a PIN number. You don't use your name. You get a unique PIN number.
But fortunately, no one passed away in this. Was this an argument? Did they know each other? I don't know those details. Meridian Police Department is investigating it. Hopefully, we'll find out more about that before long and be able to push that out and let you know what's going on. And another, I hate to even say sad news, but it's got to be said. Do you remember a few weeks ago, this has been 2 weeks ago, we had an incident on Highway 39 back in front of your old establishment that Odie sold, the Dairy Queen. Someone was struck by a vehicle.
Yeah.
We hate to report, and I did not realize it, but the person died the following day from their injuries that was struck by the car that night. And we report that this morning, and we pass along condolences to the family of that. Avery Davis Jr. is who it was that lost their life in that accident there. So
There's
condolences.
always been a lot of auto wrecks there, and I'm hoping that I'm not jumping the gun, but ever since they put the little J-turns
Yeah,
there,
we ain't had a wreck.
hadn't had a wreck. Well, then you go up to Walmart where you put in a stoplight, and PD is hung out there more than they have at the
It's a great
at the
place for a
office.
donut shop.
And a wrecker mobile. Just park right there, and
That is a
you'll be
very,
good.
very dangerous little intersection there.
But those J-turns, I was iffy, but those J-turns have seemed to really help. Right there.
Honestly, I don't think there's been a wreck from Walmart down to past Walmart, if you pass Harry Mayer's, all the way down to where the BMW dealership is there.
That's right.
In the turn, I don't think there's been an accident due to someone pulling out since then because you can't get across.
You got to stop.
That's just the way it is. That part is good.
And for some reason, it made people that were turning across the highway get on the right side of the turnaround to cross over instead of shortcutting the U's.
Yeah.
You know, you don't shortcut a Uie because you're blocking yourself with the view.
You know, and speaking of the sheriff's department, we got an anniversary coming up this morning from the sheriff's department. We need to mention that.
Well, it's number 2 on the list.
Uh-oh.
So we go ahead.
Yeah,
So
go
we
ahead and
got
tell that
Steve
one.
Allen, who is having a birthday today, and then David and Edna Barfield. I don't know who's put up with who,
But
but
bless her
they've
heart.
done it for 38 years.
38 of them. God bless him. I'm just
Golly.
saying. You work with her every day. You know how it is. He said God bless him when he walked in. Oh, David.
You trying to get me in trouble.
But we wanted to say happy anniversary to y'all. She does a lot for the sheriff's department behind the scenes that you just don't know about. She does, and we want to say thank you.
Yeah.
And David's always somewhere sanding something.
Yeah,
Somewhere.
he's always working on some kind of vehicle. Sand on, sand off.
That's it. More coming up with Scotty Ray and Odie as we continue to bring you the local headlines. We'll be right back.
Here at Meridian Cycles, we're your local authorized dealer for all your Polaris, Can-Am, Honda, and Suzuki side-by-sides, four-wheelers, and motorcycles. And we service everything we sell. And for you do-it-yourselfers, we have a very knowledgeable parts department to help you with all your needs. Come see us at 80 Highway 19 North right here in Meridian, or call at 601-485-8700. Come see us.
Advanced Auto Glass by Joey can handle all your windshield repair and replacement needs. Service work is guaranteed and covered by warranty. Our technicians are professional, auto glass trained, and have over 100 years of combined experience. Advanced Auto Glass by Joey utilizes in-house calibrations for vehicle safety systems. Most insurances are accepted, and reliable mobile service is available in surrounding areas. Keep cars cool and secure with custom tinting, side mirror replacement, and Aquapel windshield wipers. There's one clear choice in auto glass repair. Advanced Auto Glass by Joey.
Battery power made by steel. Right now, save $50 on select AK System battery tool sets. Real steel. Find yours.
Welcome back.
That's us again.
I'm your friend Scotty Ray. We want to bring up one thing before we bring the sheriff's department back in, Mr. Cokel here to tell us something. But we ran into Judge T yesterday at a birthday party.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. As we celebrated, he was having his big birthday. Chuck Roberts was having his birthday yesterday. As we go here to take a look at how the situation was, there's Judge T holding court right up in the restaurant.
I'm glad we were just on the jury.
And then this happened. He got kissed on the head by a constable.
That
Y'all see
daggone
this?
Mike Myers.
I'm talking about that. And Judge T was trying to hold his cover up his face so nobody would see. But I see lips on that head. I witnessed it right there. We want to say happy birthday, Chuck. And it was good seeing Judge T once again. Everybody still refers to it as Judge T's store there in Collinsville. And forever and a day it will be known as that.
Oh, and that's a landmark.
It's just the way it is there.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the Collinsville Sefco will always be the Chevron.
Yeah, it ain't never going to
no
change.
matter what. I don't care who owns it now.
Now, y'all have done a lot. What else do we have going on with the sheriff's department we need to talk about?
Well, just getting back to the checkpoints and sobriety and safety checkpoints and things, some things that we encounter and come across, and part of this is thanks to social media and the Facebook lawyers out there telling people what they can and can't do and do and do not have to do.
Right.
One of the things that we encounter is I don't have to show my license.
I've heard that.
We're not a right to ID state. Okay. State law is Mississippi Statute 63-141 states, and I'll quote, "Every licensee shall have the required license in his immediate possession at all times when operating a motor vehicle and shall display the same upon demand of a justice court judge, a peace officer, or a license examiner or other authorized employee of the commissioner." So, if you're in a vehicle, you're operating that vehicle. I'm not going to say driving because then we have those who are not driving, they're traveling. But if you're operating a motor vehicle
and moving down the highway,
you are required to provide a driver's license when requested by law enforcement.
There you go. That answers that old age question.
To the other statement, Mississippi is not a right to ID state. What that is actually referring to is stop and ID. And that's correct. We are not a stop and ID state. That does not have anything to do with operating a motor vehicle. When you're operating a motor vehicle, you refer to 63-141 of the Mississippi State Statute. When you are, for an example, you're walking down the road.
Uh-huh.
I, as a law enforcement officer, cannot walk up to you without having justifiable reasons and ask for your identification. That's what right to ID means.
What he's really getting to is here that scene in Rambo where they came up to him and said, "Show me your ID, boy." You remember that scene?
Correct.
Yep.
Now, if we have justifiable, articulable suspicion, justifiable reasoning to ask for that identification, we get a phone call. You're in an area where we've had a high crime area and you're matching a description or
Let's just say
along
that a
those
liquor
lines.
store was robbed. They were wearing blue pants, and you see somebody with blue pants.
Correct.
You can ask for that.
Correct. We have articulable suspicion at that point to inquire for an ID. So that's not stop an ID. That is following up leads. That is following up suspicions, things such as that. Trying to either confirm or dispel that you are a suspect. But to just walk up to you for no reason at all and ask for your ID, yes, we do not have that authority in this state because we're not a stop and ID state.
I did not realize that, but that brings a lot of things to light. I appreciate you explaining that to us there.
Yeah, and that does make a lot of sense. And if you do get pulled over, comply and go with the flow, because that's not court. And you're not going to be in court on the side of the road that day, and you're putting everybody else in danger. That's what court's for. If you get a ticket, take the ticket, and then go to the courtroom and tell the judge your side and let the officer tell the judge his side and come to a conclusion. But don't argue, don't cause a scene on the side of the road, because it's only going to make it worse. And that's where a lot of the adversities that come from that you see all over the world this day and time coming, where accidents happened, it's because people wanted to hold court on the side of the road with the officer, and the officer's only doing his job. He saw something, he gave you a ticket and said, "Let's go talk about this in court," is what that ticket is. That ticket's not saying you're guilty.
Mm-hmm.
That ticket's just saying, "Hey, I'd like for you to come to court with me, and we'll iron this out there."
Well, we can't think. I know you've got somewhere that you've got to go to. Lieutenant Coco, we certainly appreciate you being a part. Lieutenant, I've got to get used to saying
I do
Lieutenant.
too.
Lieutenant. We just call. What do you say, LT?
We just say LT.
Oh, LT over there. Thank you for coming in and talking with
I
us.
appreciate y'all having me on and giving me the opportunity to discuss this.
Anytime, doors always open. Coffees are brewing here. We appreciate it. We'll be right back as we'll go back in history, and we got some more headlines to discuss.
Parish Tractor here to talk about our fall hunting package, the Whitetail Widowmaker L2502 DT with a DH1560, an RCR 1260 6-foot cutter. You're going to get a free pipe top trailer with that. We're about 60 days from hunting season. This package is going to start around $29,999 cash, as little as $385 per month. Come see us, 4 locations: Meridian, Hattiesburg, Poplarville, Robertsdale, and coming soon to the Panhandle of Florida.
Place to eat? Well, come explore the great flavors of the French Quarter in downtown Enterprise. Whether you're in the mood for a romantic night out, a family dinner, or a cozy atmosphere with great service that make dining with the French Quarter an unforgettable experience. Drop by today and taste our delicious dishes. Come explore the flavors of the French Quarter. 120 West Bridge Street, downtown Enterprise. Call 601-659-0500, the French Quarter. The Precast Group, offering you the best selection when it comes to a storm shelter. Located on 145 South in Meridian, where they offer above-ground shelters that can be installed in your home as you're built in, are conveniently located right outside your home if it's already built. They also offer storm shelters that can be installed in a slight bank or on flat ground. Protect your family today with a very affordable storm shelter from the Precast Group. Highway 145 South, 601-482-0003. The Precast Group. And welcome back. Do you remember the Munsters?
I do. I used to watch it. The only normal one of the bunch.
She was, but did you realize there was a switcheroo that went on? Did you realize that?
No,
they
I
had
didn't.
2 of these ladies that played that part. This is the girl who played the second half of that, Beverly Owen. Patricia Ann was born on this day. The one on the left was the first one. The one on the right is the second one.
Well, all right then.
They were blind. If you just wasn't paying attention, they got you on that.
Snuck right on in there.
So we thought we'd tell you about that. As we go back to watch, I remember watching it as a kid.
It still comes on
Does
now.
it?
Early morning. It sure does. Mannix.
1925, Mike Connors was born. We don't think he was kin to Chuck, to the best of our knowledge, but we thought we'd tell you that.
That's right.
Television shows that have gone by. I think everybody is saying this at one point in their life. They call it the what, Odie?
The jingle bell, jingle bell rock.
It was this day. Bobby Helms was born, and that's his big song that everybody knows him for. He forever. I don't see that song never not being played.
Oh,
now,
yeah.
What's that?
Y'all gonna see that girl in Old Nine Fingers tomorrow.
He's coming. He'll be here.
Yeah.
One of the most recognizable people in America.
Yeah.
We go back to remember Will Rogers. He passed away on this day in 1935. He was a humorist, an actor. He'd done a little bit of everything, and he passed away in a plane crash back in 35 in an airplane today.
All right, now, and I'm asking this because I don't know.
Remember the rope tricks.
Did he do anything with the Will Rogers Institute that you know of?
What do you mean by that? Because that was named after him.
All right, it was him?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, that's him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I knew they pushed out a lot of information to help instead of.
I thought it was a trick question.
No. I was just wondering.
He a great American, and if you've ever seen any of the video from back in the time, he was just kind of the spokesperson for America at that time.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure.
Never met a guy he didn't like, Bob said. Now, the name Mike Henry may not ring a bell to you while you're sitting out there this morning. You ain't got no clue.
But Daddy.
Hold my hat, Junior.
Boy, when we get home, I'm going to slap your mama.
1936, he was born today, and, well, he did hold a hat good.
You know, the original screenplay was Sheriff Buford T. Justice was in that car by himself. And so while they were putting this together, he said, I can't do this in this car by myself. He said, I've got to have somebody in here. And most everything that took place between them two was ad lib.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
I didn't know all that.
Yeah.
Him and his Smoking the Bandit trivia. Spontaneous today it happened there. We had victory over Japan on the day. It ended in 1945. And again, this is probably one of the most photographed things that ever came out of 1945.
And there's a statue.
It is. They didn't know one another. He just reached out and kissed her. Nowadays, you'd be sued for doing that.
Yeah, if you just
Locked
reached
up.
out. Yeah.
And somebody just happened to catch it on film. It would be 1952. There's a rumor of how this happened, that he goes into a store and they said, can you write a song? And then he goes, well, yeah. And he walks outside and sits on a bench and writes down something about this wooden Indian that's inside. His name was Poor Old Kalijah. 1952. That song was...
Yeah.
And then, of course, we would have Charlie Pride that would go back and re-record that and have another huge number one with Kalijah. Hank Jr. did it. Great song. If you've never heard Kalijah, you know, poor wooden heart. He never got a kiss. 1969, a bunch of hippies would get together. And it was a whole heap of hippies. And they done hippie things for 3 or 4 days. Woodstock would open on a farm there and do hippie things.
So 1969, you had all those people get together.
Yeah.
And have a party. And when they left, everybody went back home, all that. They tried to recreate that a few years ago, and there's a documentary about it. And it turned into a nightmare.
It flopped, didn't it?
It was bad. People were, I can't remember how many people died.
Oh, it was, yeah, you're right.
But they destroyed the stage. They destroyed everything that was there. The promoters put this together, they did not plan anything out right. But if you have a chance to see that documentary, watch it, because it will surprise you
of where we were,
and where we are now, and that was 20 years ago. So imagine,
can you imagine
what it's gone to now? All you got to do is go out there and look. People just don't.
It's
lost a day in time.
For a promoter. I would on something like that, one of these big festivals. They used to do one down in Dothan that was humongous, and they quit having them after lawsuit of people just not using common sense. It just got to where it wasn't worth it. Because let me tell you, if you put on a show, it is astronomical the money that you have to put in between the artists, the food, the security, the gates, and then.
Yeah.
You know where I'm going with that. It would be 1960. This would go number one because it's now or never. I can't carry a tune.
It's now or yep.
Elvis took it to number one back in 60 on this date, in case you wanted to know.
Yeah. It
You
was
know what?
Elvis. We got to bring him up.
And we got to bring him up again tomorrow, too, because tomorrow should be a national holiday, in my opinion. Isn't it? Somebody that's getting a divorce.
Yeah. I'd have divorced him, too.
He's almost divorced again. Ben Affleck, born on this day.
Worst Batman there ever was.
Didn't he do some other good movies, though? Oh, The Accountant. I got to give him credit on that one.
Oh, cha-ching. I liked that movie. That was good. But
Me
I
too.
still can't get over worst Batman there ever was.
And see, I just don't. And you know why I don't like Batman? It's not realistic to me. Gotham, all of that stuff, it doesn't look real to me, so I can't watch it.
Well,
You know
Batman,
what I mean?
to me, Batman is one of the only ones that is the most realistic. He can't fly. He doesn't have superpowers, but he's got a lot of money that he creates his own super toys.
I get that, but it's the city. You know,
The
everything.
city is-
The buildings
yeah.
are fake, and everything around him is fake. That's where I had that. What was that guy? The world's greatest American superhero. What was that from?
Oh, yeah, the
Believe
greatest
it or
American
not,
hero.
I'm flying.
on air.
Yeah, that was it. I liked him.
That was good.
And Wonder Woman, her outfit. Did we bring that up?
Yeah, we got homage. Now, Daredevil, he did a good Daredevil. Did you watch this where he was blind and
Oh yeah, I
Hell's
did.
Kitchen is where he grew up?
That was him?
Yeah.
I didn't realize that's who that
Yeah.
was. I thought it was somebody else.
There is an Accountant 2 coming, and
Is
I
it?
can't wait for it. Yeah, I didn't see the last duel.
You know who would have been great at that part? Denzel Washington would have made a great. Can you imagine that show with him?
Yeah,
It would have been a little. This almost doesn't go together. The word failing and the name Reba.
no, it doesn't.
But it would happen in 1977 as she was launched, and well, nothing happened. I don't want to be a one-night stand. Failed. It didn't go anywhere. But it would be the beginning, dusting it off and getting up and becoming the second most famous probably woman in country music. You almost got to say Dolly is that most recognizable.
Yeah.
There's a lot of great females in country, but two names that just jump out would be Dolly and Reba when it comes to country music.
That's it.
Without a doubt there. I had almost forgotten about this movie.
I did too. Old Kelly LeBlanc.
Is that who she is?
I believe that's who,
1984. And I know him.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Blazing Saddles himself.
That's it. The original and the best Willie and the Chocolate Factory.
Yes, sir. Gene
Willy
Wilder.
Wonka. Man.
The Woman in Red was released to theaters today. And if I saw it, I can't tell you what it was about. It's been that long ago. Well, listen, Jennifer Lawrence, Silver Linings Playbook. It seems like I've seen something else she's been in.
I have too.
She's an actress, and I just can't place it. But Jennifer Lawrence was born on this date. Maybe y'all know her and can give us a movie that she was in because
She's pretty.
I know, and I didn't do enough research on that, did I, Odie?
Well, I didn't either.
I was in a hurry there. We would lose someone out of the Statler brothers today. It was 1990. I remember when it happened. It was back when TNN was really big. The group was referred to as Harold, Phil, Don, and Lou. And today we would lose Lou from the Statler brothers. He passed away on this date. He had a disease.
The Hunger Games.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody else knows it, but me and you.
Yeah. And I like the Hunger Games.
We're trying.
We're getting there. It's early.
Mr. Cool is who we'll call this guy. And all you got to do is put a drink in my hand. Well, there it is. Can you believe that's been 2011 when that song come out?
2011?
I'm shocked on that. It seemed like that was a couple years ago. All you got to do is, it's time is a flying is all we got to say. 7:49 this morning. We got some more headlines coming up. Plus, we're going to do birthdays, all that good stuff in just a moment as we begin our day together. Thank y'all. We'll be right back.
At the Back Porch, we're bringing families back together for fun, food, and all the things you love to enjoy around your home. Every event starts with a great grill, great cookware, and accessories. Add in some locally sourced meat and dairy, along with frozen vegetables and casseroles, and over 500 brands of spices and sauces. Relax in our chairs, swings, day beds, and have fun with our cornhole boards. From coolers to trailers, we have everything you need. When you see the big chair, you've made it to the back porch.
Our local headlines are brought to you by the Rock House Gun and Pawn.
Downtown Meridian is thriving with a fresh look, and now it's getting a new neighbor. Toyota of Meridian is now open under new hometown leadership. We're bringing automotive knowledge and experience home with a focus on improved customer satisfaction and all new pricing. Toyota of Meridian is excited to serve the Queen City and exceed your expectations.
I'm Trinard Rush, and I want to invite you to Toyota of Meridian, where hometown pride drives excellence.
Welcome back, your friend Scotty Ray and Otis, as we begin this day.
What a wonderful day.
You know, in most departments, they have like doorbell rings and things that way. How do you get Sheriff Anthony Chancellor's attention? They hit a button and it was Harold. Yee-haw! And that means somebody's here to see you at the Sheriff's Department. That would happen yesterday as Anthony was in his office. Deputies were scrambling out the door to go to a scene of a stabbing. A guy says, I need to see the sheriff. He walks in, sits down at the sheriff's desk, said, Sheriff, I'm guilty. Hands over the device or the weapon that was used in the stabbing yesterday. He was taken into custody there. Now, the moral of this story is they know that the sheriff is coming in Clarke County, and they go ahead and turn themselves over to law enforcement. I think Harold will arrive at the scene.
They don't play.
And this is how it all happened there in Clarke County. We'll get more information on this today as it goes before the judge, and we'll pass that information along to you as soon as we get our hands on that today. But it happened in East Quitman on County Road 671. Someone was stabbed an individual. Again, we'll have more details on it today as this breaks. But that's how it kind of went down in Clarke County yesterday.
You know, your conscience has got to kill you. It's got to be just eating up on you when you do stuff like that.
But there's a such thing as evil, and those people sleep at night. You ever heard that saying, I don't know how they sleep at night? Well, evil people can. They don't think anything of it. Walking on you means nothing to them.
Yeah.
Overnight, we had an accident in Newton County. 3 people were transported. I don't think it was serious, but they were transported for medical care as we go here to take a look. Wow. This would happen near Sand Springs Church Road and Highway 15. This is just on the outskirts of Newton is where this would happen. Mississippi Highway Patrol, the Sheriff's Department showed up. I think even the Volunteer Fire Department showed up on the scene.
Make sure everything's all right.
Yeah, I got several things. John Anderson comes to mind. Chicken truck, behind it I'm stuck. We had an incident yesterday. This would be in Neshoba County as we go here for a chicken truck that, lost its load, and we did lose a few chickens involved with this. There's a close-up of the truck there, and then a few chickens were lost during this. And these things happen. We hate that it did, but chicken truck. No injuries to any human life whatsoever. Now, also a big thing that was brought up yesterday was, why can't I move? Traffic is backed up. I'm on I-20. Major, and I know that had it been y'all's department, you would have been involved in this, and I'll just show the picture of the smoke. But this is what was going on I-20 yesterday. Traffic backed up for miles and miles, Odie. We had an 18-wheeler that was on fire. If you go to the comments, you'll see more pictures of the vehicle that was on fire there.
Man, that's tough.
Fortunately, no one else was hurt in that incident there. I got a report yesterday afternoon that a school bus had been involved in an incident. Somebody hit a school bus and left. No kids were hurt. Wow. There were 5 children on the bus at the time of the incident, and the person who did this fled. Now, we'll put this wreck, you can say it in 2 different ways to describe where it is. Highway 39, Barham Funeral Home, right along in there where Northeast Park is. If you were to take a right on Windmill Drive there, go down, it would be there at that turn, or you could go behind Last Chance Tobacco through that subdivision to get there. But closer to 39 is the way I would put it. That's where it all happened there. The city police department with the school showed up to work the scene there. But again, they fled after hitting a school bus.
And if you've got video doorbells or video cameras that show the road and you live in that area, look on there and see if you have a vehicle that come through there about that time. And because he's going to probably have some yellow paint on that
Yes,
car.
sir. He sure is. Bojack Vaughn, good morning. Good to see you up and Adam there.
From Obadiah.
There you are there. Bob is with us as well. Nothing like getting some hot chicken, is it?
Ooh, and that's hot.
Let's just go over here and look at this bean footage as we had a car catch on fire right there at Church's Chicken. This would be directly across from J&J Tires, 8th Street. As the engine compartment caught on fire, the Meridian Fire Department showed up and put the car out pretty quick there. But that's the way it was there. He's hiding over there behind the buildings. He didn't want to.
Well, he's got a water hose out. He's trying to keep it at bay until the fire department gets there.
Yep. They done their best on that. The fire department showed up and got that out. But again, 8th Street is where that went on yesterday. There is never a shortage of things that goes on in our community, is it?
No, there's always a little bit of something.
A little something.
Yeah.
I went to visit my mother-in-law last night, and we sent her some flowers. And I just wanted to say thank you to the girls that took care of us there.
That had to have come from honeysuckle.
Honeysuckles, they took care of it.
Because that looks good.
As I was getting in the elevator, there was, I think, an elevator had an issue.
They all got in with you, didn't they?
So we had to share an elevator. And I just want to say a thank you. They were such a hoot as we rode the elevator. And there's more people in there behind me that you can't see.
Oh, man.
We had a crowded elevator. We made the best of the situation and made it up to the 4th floor.
Scotty Ray!
It was a hoot. It was a hoot. Let's see what else went on yesterday, Odie. I'm sure we got it. We want to bring this up. We got a car show coming up down at right there in Clarke County to the left, Clarke State Park. I couldn't get it out. This is going to be a benefit for women.
Creek Water Park.
Yeah, Archusa. I was wrong.
Yeah.
Archusa.
Other side of the road, Archusa.
Clarke County is where we are, but a benefit nonetheless there to help someone there in Clarke County. If you can make it out for that, it's going to be the 17th. Which is going to be this weekend there to help somebody. We always try to support everything that in our communities. What is it?
Bob said elevator, up, Scotty Ray.
Well, it was only 4 floors. Now,
And it wasn't glass.
I ain't getting in that 3-foot thing. We got our limits.
You know,
I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I get the willies in City Hall with that staircase that goes up. I don't like
you
it.
See over there.
Yeah. I take it one step at a time, and it takes me a while to get there. I don't like it. I went up in Kemper County's courthouse not long ago. I don't like it. I don't like it. And I tell my mama all the time, it's your fault, because I wasn't scared till she told me I was scared, and now I think I'm scared. She drilled it in my head that I was scared of heights.
Angie keeps telling you that you.
Because I am.
You wouldn't drown in the water.
I'm scared of water.
You don't believe her.
No, ain't getting in it. You ain't never going to find out. We brought this up yesterday morning about DeKalb. This is such sad news that we lose a business.
Yeah.
Number one, as we go to the Pickled Pig there to take a look at the aftermath of the fire that took place. Again, this is right across from Tooney's. Right there is Tooney's gas station. As you're looking at that, across the street was the Pickled Pig. Food and all kinds of great things. This is what it looked like before the fire. Nice place.
Yes, it was.
And we feel for them. Hopefully insurance will pay on this. Rumor that it may have started in the kitchen, something shorted or something like that. And again, that's just hearsay. I have nothing to back that up, no fireman's degree. That's just what I was told. A few of those things. Let's see. This was brought up to me by that girl.
Oh.
She, me and her were talking one morning, and she says, I'm going to the double-decker. And I thought, well, you're going to London. My first thought. But she was talking about Oxford. Do you know how many people went to that festival? The numbers are out.
Wow.
100,000 people went to Oxford, Mississippi for the festival double-decker. And it's a little bit of everything, of arts and crafts. That is humongous.
That is huge.
EMBDC, do y'all hear us? Knock, 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 knock. Help out. The EMBDC, the town of Meridian, all these people.
Oh, yeah, I know those.
Bringing in business. That brings a lot of flow to traffic, hotels. And Visit Meridian. Who else is involved in
this
this
stuff? She doesn't
stuff?
like heights and big water. So.
Thank you.
Yeah, but
Hotty
yours
toddy.
isn't just big water.
Hotty toddy brings some bodies.
Hotty toddy, Bob.
Has Mississippi State even got a ball team this year?
Who's that?
Yeah, that's what I thought. I'm still going to wear the shirt in support of maybe one day. They keep playing Alan Jackson someday.
That's that school down south.
Yeah. And I don't know the answer to this. Did they get another new coach?
They did.
He leave too?
He hadn't yet.
Okay.
But, you know, when it comes down to it, I'm going to support them.
Well,
if they play the Taliban or something.
Folks, we got something serial going on in Jackson, Mississippi. And if you read between the fine print, somebody else is going to get ready to go down.
Yeah.
And tell me if I'm pronouncing your first name right. Angelica Lee?
Well, that's what I'd go with.
She is on the city council. Now, let's just tell you what went on. We've had FBI agents all over Jackson. There's been buildings raided. We all remember that little talk there. But here's what went down. She's a council person. Somebody came to town and said, I'm looking to build a hotel. And she goes, really? And they go, we could use your support in passing this to get it built. Then they said, borrow our credit card and go shopping. And don't get too wild, but go enjoy yourself. A few weeks later, an envelope with somewhere around, well, let's just say thousands of dollars was cash inside that envelope and was slid to her. She took it. Other things were slid, and oh snap! It was FBI agents.
Oh, so we call that a sting?
A sting. She's been arrested, but if you read the fine print, it makes a comment that others will come. It sounds like she sang like a bird. It was almost like she was like, who's the guy there that McCain sang like a bird?
Yeah.
That's what went on. Expect more arrests to be coming in Jackson. Now, she's going to be sentenced, I think it's in September, for what she done. But she's made a plea deal, some kind of plea deal.
Wow.
Dirty politicians, folks, they're everywhere. They're in Jackson. Do we have it in some shape, form, or way here in Lauderdale County? I'm sure we do. Not that I'm telling. Rumors that I might know. More coming in Jackson.
That is downtown cigar shop.
Ooh, yeah. They raided all of that stuff. But again, y'all pay close attention to what's happening. In Jackson, this stuff goes on and on and on with what we do. They had a sweep through the state of Mississippi, and it was called Operation Creep Sweep. They've arrested, and this is those sex scandals. They've done undercover things throughout the state. They've arrested several with that. That is really good. And a lot of this is set up on social media to where people will hook up to meet. Y'all know what I'm talking about. They arrested several in the state of Mississippi, and we're glad that that they were put behind bars.
Get them off the streets.
There is no excuse for that. None whatsoever. Let's see what else has gone on here.
Talk about can't sleep. I'm sorry.
How does this work, Odie?
Yeah, my bad. No. Well, I tell you what, just turn around and walk out and don't take nothing.
Well, we had a criminal in Lowndes County that felt really, really bad about stealing something, went back and left a note. He's now in jail.
My bad, didn't mean to. Did he sign it?
Apparently, he had a drug problem, and it led him to feel guilty after he got off of them.
So he was in the 12-step program.
Yes, he was. The things that happen that we thought we would share that with you. Let's see here.
Yeah.
It seemed like there was one other story that I wanted to pass along that was a nationwide thing. Long Island, New York, and it's about time that this happened because we've let this go way too long with that COVID stuff of these face coverings. Long Island, they're going to make it to where you can no longer have the face mask on to enter businesses because, well, it's dangerous. I have never understood any of this of going into a bank with a face covering. You can't see anywhere. And it's not real common in the state of Mississippi anymore, but occasionally I'll bump into somebody still wearing a face mask. And again, do some research. That's not going to help you from it. It just doesn't work.
No.
Okay. That's what we got. And Odie, you ready to do a birthday or two?
Yeah, we can do that birthday. We got a few of them. We've already done a couple of them. We're going to get right on over here so I can fill in these spots and get this thing ready to go. so we can give away this beautiful cup that
Well,
we've
there.
got. Yeah. So Jimmy George, 37 today. Ryan Gressett's having a birthday. Edith Baker Brown, Paulette Turner Lafferty, Barbara Shoemaker, Kennedy Strickland, and Wesley Robinson and the love of his life is celebrating the 24th wedding anniversary.
24 of them.
Yeah.
And you know what? You still got life to go.
You
I don't
still
know if
got
anybody's
life to
told him
go.
that, but
Yeah.
they wrote a song about that one time.
Greg said that on his 25th, said if I'd have shot her, I'd have been out by now. So we're gonna hit this here go button. Look at here, David and Edna Barfield, 38 years together, winner of the Hyundai of Meridian Scotty Ray Report coffee mug. So go by there, pick that up while y'all are out there at lunch. Swing by and get that picked up.
Had a little incident at Applebee's in Illinois. This is where you know you're doing wrong. Woman went in, took about 5 people with her, bought 2 all-you-could-eats, something small on the others, was feeding everybody off the all-you-could-eat buffet. And they come up to her and said, "You can't do that." And she goes, "Well, yes, I can." The law was called, and off to jail she went. Don't abuse it. These folks have got to make money, or they'll go bankrupt. We can't have that.
Anitra, send me a message, Facebook Messenger. So
okay,
yeah. So now
it's time for us to go.
You know, I tell you, I read one in Isaiah.
What did he say to you?
And Isaiah said something that was just really nice. So I'm going to go back to Isaiah 41:13. For I, the Lord thy God, will hold thy right hand, saying unto thee, fear not, I will help thee. When we get up every morning, we don't know what that day has in store for us, but God does. And no matter what we go through that day, He is with us. He will not let us go, and He will walk beside of us through thick and thin. God is there. Invite Him into your heart. Give your heart and your life over to Him. Live a life with Him that you may have everlasting life at the end of what we have here on earth. There's more beautiful things coming. But until then, we hope you have a wonderful day. We'll be back with the whole gang tomorrow for a Friday. But always remember, we love you and hope that you have the best day possible.